All right, a couple days of pretty hard practice. Guys are getting to the point where they need to be to get ready for Saturday night. Big ball game for our team Saturday night. Very good football team we're getting ready to play, and at their place. And we're down there 2 years ago. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. Tough place to play on the road. They have a great fan base. They do a great job with being a part of the ball game. So challenging game Saturday night. We're excited to get down there. Look forward to the kickoff. So, questions?
You mentioned their atmosphere that you guys are facing on the road, but I believe the defense when they're playing here, they kind of feed off that. How do they take that same energy on the road in a away environment?
Well, I mean, it's the difference on the road. Just you cut down the roster. It's only like 72 guys. And it's kind of the circle the wagons kind of mentality that you're going into enemy territory, you're going into a hostile environment. I just remember, their fans kind of hanging all over around the entrance to the field where we come out, and it's kind of messing with you and all that stuff. So got to just kind of have each other's back and band together, and you got to kind of bring the energy on the sideline. I mean, I think that's where the support's got to come from each other. So it's very, very important.
So feeding off of that, one of the UCF players made a comment earlier in the week, guaranteeing a win at home. Are you going to use that, or let the guys kind of feed off that pool as well? We got to worry about our preparations. So the big thing for us is just practice. Being mentally prepared to go play the kind of game we want to play, and we got to worry about us. We can't worry about anything else like that.
Coach, talking about preparation, how's it gone so far in the first couple of days here?
It's been good. I mean, it's different game plans, different weeks, and Tuesday I thought they practiced hard. The execution sometimes because of the new stuff and both sides of the ball that it's not quite as sharp. It seemed to be sharper today. I want to look at the film. I thought we were running around real good on defense today. We're getting ready to go up there and watch the film here in just a second. So. We'll have more of an idea of how today went once we look at that.
This was the first game you guys seemed to put 4 full quarters together. How do you make sure that happens game in and game out from now on? Well,
I didn't love the way we started the second half defensively, but other than that, I thought we played really well throughout the game. But that's the focus each week, and we talked about it last week going into that game. We've done it now, so the thing that we've talked about all week is building on last week's performance and playing a more complete game this week than we did last week, because there's certainly some things we didn't do very well last week. There's always things you can do better, but this team hadn't reached its potential yet, so we still we're still pushing to play more of a complete game.
You kind of mentioned those third quarter lulls. What do you think is attributing to that, if anything, that you can put your finger on?
Well, I didn't think we were on offense. I mean, we had 2 good drives in the third quarter. One, we stalled out in the red zone. The second, we continued on to the fourth quarter and ended up scoring. So really, I just thought, the first play of the second half kind of, we misfit it, and they got a big run, and I think that kind of knocked us back on our heels a little bit. We've talked about it this week. We talked about it with the players, talked about it with the leadership council. To be honest, I addressed it at halftime last week, just because I felt like that was the issue last year against SMU. And I think that, the big thing with, a young team that's learning how to win is handling a lead at halftime, keeping that same edge that we had in the first half. Now, I thought we got it back and finished the game really the way you want to. So I think it's just still continuing to learn how to handle those situations.
You just said keeping that edge. You guys have won a few in a row. UCF lost a few in a row. How do you keep that same energy you've had the last few weeks of, making sure they still come out hungry and focused and stuff? Because clearly they're at a different confidence level than they were a month ago.
Sure, but it's not like we've won 20 in a row or anything. We've won 3 ball games, and when we had one we played poorly in. So, we played well. Now, can we play well 2 weeks in a row? That's the challenge. So it's, it's part of the maturity thing, but it's, hopefully we learned a great lesson against Charleston Southern. Obviously we came back and played much better last week, so, we'd like to see us put 2 solid games in a row together.
Coach, can you talk about the physicality of this team? I know you're pleased. I know that's one of the trademarks of a Mike Houston team is physicality.
Well, I thought we did a great job with it last week. I thought the South Carolina game we did a really good job with it. So, at times during the Marshall game. It's just, can we play with it on both sides of the ball the way we did last week? Can we have that same kind of physicality in our tackling? Can we have that same kind of physicality up front on the offensive line? Certainly it's been the point of focus this week. And it'll be a huge point of focus over the next 48 hours as we get ready to go on the plane Friday. So, that's what we have said we're going to hang our hat on from the day I got here. And, we're finally playing that way, so we got to continue to build on it.
Is there anything that kind of grabs your attention about UCF offensively that
Speed, everywhere. Really good offensive line. Speed at every skill position. I mean, top end speed. I mean, they're a fast football team. Same thing defensively.
I know conference standings is long way,
yeah.
But what's it like to
One
be
game.
excited of just being in conference play and going week to week and these games being important, obviously?
Well, I mean, that's, you see the deal right there. That's our focus. 1-0 each week, and it's great to get a win last week. It's it's kind of like scoring first in a ball game. You get the momentum. Get off to a fast start. So now, can you build on that? Can we go 1-0 again this week? Certainly, it's how you want to start. It's better than the alternative. Can we build on it this week and go 1-0 again?
Coach, how tough is it? Last week, you guys were kind of mad at the way you played, so everybody kind of ramped it up a notch, brought it on Saturday.
Right.
But you're coming out of a game that you played the way you wanted to play. So how does that transition to the next week? Well,
that's what we talked about it on Sunday, talked about it on Tuesday. Certainly we've harped on it. It's learning how to get over a win, building on the win, trying to play better this week. They learned very well, the ingredients, the preparation. And that's why I say, when you get on that plane Friday, it's just those 70 some odd players are going to play in the game. So you don't have a whole lot of extra fluff around you. So hopefully it's by that point we're a very focused group. But it's that mental prep between now and kickoff Saturday evening is going to be very critical. It's a fine line there. You want to be very focused, you want to be very intense, but you don't want to be uptight. You want to be relaxed because you want to play fast, but you want to play extremely aggressive. And I feel like we found that balance last week, and we want to hold on to that balance. So we'll be talking about preparing mentally, over the next couple of days.
So I know you never want to lose a kid for any sort of time, but how much did Surratt not play in the first half bring more freshness to the defense when he was able to play in the second half?
Well, you had a defensive lineman that wasn't tired. I mean, he's still a young player, and I thought at times he was okay, and at times he didn't handle not playing in the first half very well. So I like that young group of kids. They're going to continue to get better. We've talked about that a lot, and I think that they have gotten better this year. They'll continue to get better because you're not. When you look up and we're standing up here in a couple of years and I'm talking about juniors and seniors on the fronts, that stuff like that will be more impactful, I think. I think right now they're still learning how to handle those situations.
How do you approach having we got to talk to Mr. Daffer this week. So how is he developing in the game, and what is it like for you having a freshman kicker? Did that influence any of the calls or anything like that?
Well, you never want a freshman kicker. I mean, but he's done really well. I mean, I'm pleased with his development. I'm pleased with how he's handled everything. And one thing about it is he's the kind of kid I don't have to really worry about what I say to him. I don't have to really worry about what I say to you guys. With some guys I've had before, you just had to be so careful about what you let out or let them hear or whatever because they would just completely couldn't handle it. He does handle things very, very well. And I think that's going to be probably a really strong trait of his in his career moving forward because he can handle adversity, he can handle good, he can handle bad, he can handle some criticism, and I think that's a great quality to have in a kicker. But I think he's doing fine. I think he's going to continue to improve. He's improved a good bit since game one, and we ripped one kick at the end of practice today. He nailed it, so. He's improving. So,
how do you keep him off the skateboard?
Oh, I know. We've talked about it. I'm gonna take it away from him. I thought the 9-year-old was gonna steal it Sunday night, so I should just probably let him.
Coach, this team seems to be growing in confidence. Do you sense that you're getting to a point where you're going to pretty much get a pretty good game out of them most weeks from here on out a little bit?
I don't know. I'll let you know Saturday night, Sunday morning. You know, this is a challenge this week. You know, played well against Marshall, did not play well against Charleston Southern, but found a way to get the win. Played really well against Tulane. You know, how are we going to handle it? You're still, I mean, it's like my comment, we won 3 games in a row. You know, we're not sitting here, you know, my last place we won 26 straight. And, you know, that bunch, you knew what was going to happen every week. And, you know, we're not at that point yet. But we're getting there. I mean, we're progressing. And so, you know, I think there's obviously a whole lot more confidence than what we had early in the season. So, but we need to play well Saturday night.